Hello, welcome to today's audio log. Time is 8:57 p.m. on the 29th of April 2024. And my day has been okay, I guess. It was actually fine for most of it until I learned about something that happened this morning. It's kind of put me in a bit of a bad mood, I guess. Well, not really. That's maybe a bit strong. I don't know. It's just kind of it's bothered me, and so I'm feeling bothered. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, today's Monday, and I did end up looking after Luna today. And we had a good time. I spent my morning reading. I think I read about. I wasn't keeping track, but I think it was like 6 chapters this morning. It took me all the way up to midday, like around lunchtime is when I stopped. I'm enjoying the book, and I think I'm nearing the end of the second one in the series. So that's exciting. And then had a bit of a late lunch because I was waiting on my sister to come downstairs. I went upstairs to see if she wanted, or see what she wanted for lunch. Because I was going to offer to kind of do it for her, and then, once she came downstairs, it would be ready for her. She didn't really give me an answer, and she just told me to wait 10 minutes for her to come downstairs because she didn't know what she wanted, which was fine. Went back downstairs and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. Probably took her like 20 minutes to come down. So that was a little bit annoying, but it resulted in me having a slightly later lunch than normal. And my plans for today were, once I'd had my lunch, I was gonna go get a haircut. And then once I came back, I was gonna take Luna out for a walk. But because things got a bit delayed, I didn't get the haircut in the end. But I did take Luna out for a walk because that was arguably more important. And my sister decided to join me for that as well. I did ask her if she wanted to come, and she said yes, so she did. But she ended up being more difficult to handle than Luna, who is a dog. My sister just ended up complaining the entire time. And she was also being, like, unsociable. She brought along a pair of headphones, so she was wearing the headphones the entire time, so we couldn't even have a conversation. So the walk itself wasn't as good as I would have liked, but for the purpose of what it was fine. Luna got a good walk out of it. She was very tired when she got home, so she's had a good day. Um, and then we came back home, and it was just before our mum came back as well from work, and I learned about something that happened this morning before I came downstairs. So there's one person in this house who, it must be some undiagnosed OCD, because no sane person who didn't have, wait, no, that's, how do I put this? I don't know how to describe. Okay. This person has, there's a word I'm thinking of. I can't think of it. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with another one. This person is obsessed with closing the doors of this house when they don't need to be closed. And it's really, really frustrating to deal with, because it means that Luna, who is, in my opinion, more of a family member than this person, she doesn't have the freedom to wander around the house as she pleases. She's restricted to basically 2 rooms. My bedroom, when she's sleeping at night, and then one of the living rooms downstairs, where she spends most of her day. And it's really annoying, because this person, this individual, has no respect for anyone else in this house. He does his own thing. He closes all the doors as he walks through, making it just inconvenient for everyone else. But the problem is, only 2 of the, well, actually no, I would say only one other person has a problem with it, which is potentially the worst part about it, because no one seems to care. Like, no one is taking Luna's, no one's thinking about Luna, except for one other person. And, okay, so basically, the thing that happened this morning, on Mondays, when I have to look after Luna, my mum will come into my room, she will collect Luna and take her downstairs early in the morning, and my mum will stay with her while she's getting ready for work, and then she'll leave, and Luna will be by herself for a short while until I wake up. And she's usually fine. She usually just curls up in one of the chairs and sleeps and waits until I come downstairs. However, this morning, despite... Okay, so my mum, she leaves quite early. But this other individual, the one who's really annoying with the doors, also leaves kind of early. But he usually leaves before my mother does. And that was the case this morning. However, despite leaving first, he didn't actually leave, because he knew that if he wasn't the last person out of the house, all of the doors would be wide open, and despite people being awake and walking around the house, the outer door would not be locked. Because he likes to do that too. He likes to lock all the doors. And it's just, it's so annoying. I'm not, you won't be able to understand just how frustrating it is from me talking about it. You would have to deal with it yourself to fully understand. But trust me, it is so annoying. Anyway, so this this idiot leaves, right? Leaves the house, and then his car is parked towards the top of the house, and he stayed up there until my mother left. And once she did, he came back down into the house, closed all the doors, locked the outer door, and then he left for work. And he must have been waiting for like 15, 20 minutes, like probably just in his car, just waiting so that he could be the one to close the doors. Like, oh my God, how obsessive do you need to be? It's so annoying. And the thing is, these doors are not ones that Luna could just easily open by herself. They need to be, like, the handle needs to be turned. So she is trapped in specific parts of the house. And so I always have to make sure that she is not trapped somewhere in the house. Like, I have to regularly go downstairs, make sure the doors, aren't trapping Luna somewhere. It's just such an unnecessary obsession, and I don't understand. And it's just he knows that he's doing it as well. Like, he's not oblivious. He may be an idiot, but he knows what he's doing, and I think he does it on purpose, just to piss us off. And he's fucking succeeding. But yeah, I learned about all this when my mother came home from work. And it just, like, this isn't the first time a ridiculous situation like this has popped up. And it likely won't be the last, but every time something like this has come up, I've always said to myself that I'm just going to stop closing the doors out of respect. Like, so in order to get from upstairs into the kitchen, you have to go through 2 doors, and both of these doors are attached to the same room, the room that this idiot stays in, like his living room. He shares a living room with his dad, and then there's another living room where the rest of us go. Actually, I don't even go in one. I stay in my room because I don't want to deal with the bullshit that goes on downstairs. But point aside, you have to go through doors to get to the kitchen or to even leave the house. So it's like there's only one way to go, and he makes sure those doors are closed at all times when he's here in the house. And because I am not a bad person, I'm not a dick. Despite hating him, I close those doors on my way through, because if I don't, then some other problem's going to arise and some arguments going to ensue and blah blah blah. Like, there's one specific memory I have. This happened like maybe, I don't know, a while ago, maybe like 8 years ago, something, 9 years ago, I don't know. Basically, I was walking through the room that I mentioned, and I didn't close the doors. I was quite young at this point. Like, I wasn't an adult yet. I was still a teenager, a young teenager. And I walked through and I didn't close the doors. And I got an absolute earful of verbal abuse from the 2 people in that room. I was still a young kid, and they absolutely went for me just because I didn't close those doors. And so ever since then, partially out of not fear, but like, I just don't want to deal with the confrontation, and also partially because, again, I'm not a bad person, and I've tried to respect everyone around me. I close the doors as I go through. But every time one of these situations pops up, like I said, I say to myself that I'm no longer going to close those doors. I don't care anymore. But I always do because, again, just trying to keep the peace. So it's a really difficult situation to be in, which sounds ridiculous because it's centered around fucking doors. But this is the life that I am living here. It's a miserable one, and this is one of many, many problems that we have to deal with on a daily basis because the people in this house have no respect for anyone else. They are just disgusting pigs of people. I hate them. I could go on for a long time just talking about how much I hate these individuals, but this audio log has been long enough, and it's also been negative enough to last me until next year or something. I don't know. I never intended to do like a rant in one of these audio logs, but I just needed to kind of get it off my chest a little bit. Before I started recording this, I actually spent about 30 minutes listening to post-rock music, which is something that I discovered a while back. It's really calming, and there's no lyrics. You just kind of listen to the song, and it just kind of, at least for me, it's soothing. So, yeah, I literally spent 30 minutes listening to that before recording this because I was just upset, I guess. But yeah, I do apologize. I mean, this is as real as it gets, and I want these audio logs to be honest. And so here you are. But I don't feel good about being so negative. I don't necessarily want people to hear about this, But I guess it's all part of the process. But I'm gonna call it here because this is by far my longest audio log, and yeah, it's too long. I'm gonna call it. Despite that situation today, my day has been fine. Looking forward to tomorrow, and yeah, I hope the week is much better than what today was. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna go. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it as always. And I will be back most likely tomorrow if I remember to do it before D&D. Good night.